can save your zombies games for up to 30 days in BO6 Zombies, and even recover games that you crashed in. Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you, meatballs? This is how the save game feature works in Call of Duty Black Ops 6 Zombies. Everything fully explained. You should have zero questions. I tested literally everything for hours. But if you somehow do have a question, drop them down below in the comments and I'll answer them if I can. Also, if you want more elite BO6 Zombies guides like this, hit that sub button to join the Meatball Army, as I have tons of amazing videos already in the works. And for those of you who are members, you'll be getting exclusive access soon to some stuff within my Meatball Army Community Zombies Discord. The server itself is completely free, as you guys already know, and features tons of Zombies fans like yourselves ready to play BO6 Zombies. Join up with the link in the description for all that and more. Now back to the save game feature. It can only be done in solo games. Any private matches are 100% not savable as of now, nor do I ever think they will be. It's just too much of a difficulty to do on Treyarch's end. It doesn't even really make much sense. Also, we'll very briefly discuss solo pausing for this game because it's horrible. Save game slightly makes up for that, very much so makes up for that, but the ability to pause has been very much extinguished in this game. Save game feature is still revolutionary if you have work, school, if you ever need to leave during a zombies game, or more importantly, if you ever suffer from crashes, especially if you're a frequent crasher. Also, something really awesome about this is that you can play another solo or co-op match while your game is saved without the risk of losing your save point for the most part. There are a few caveats to all of this, so they're going to be a little annoying, but I'm going to completely lay everything out for you. And I want you to remember right now that I'm laying everything out for you first, and then I'll explain how to do it, because there is a lot to this. It's very simple, but there is a lot of depth to how stuff can get mixed up. So at its base, you could just save your game. However, the ways of losing it are a little less simple. So I'm going to explain everything. You'll be good to go. I promise you. Just hang with me. But I want to go through explaining everything first, then the tutorial on actually how to do it, because that's really easy. So for one, Treyarch does this just so you don't cheat the system. You need to be full health in order to save your game. If you are not, you will not be able to save your game. So make sure that you are at full health whenever you're ready to save your game, and then you'll be able to do it. Next thing to know is if you resumed your match, you will have to proceed to the next round in order to save your game again. Most important out of all of this, I'd say, is that you only have a 15-minute pause timer in this game in Black Ops 6 Zombies, and this is per session. So if you continually pause your game, maybe you have to go to the bathroom and maybe you're doing a high round, it's easy to rack up that 15 minutes. I'd highly recommend saving whenever you can when it starts to get lower in that pause timer, just so that you can then reset your pause timer. Because if you save the game and then go back in, that 15-minute pause timer, say it's at 5 minutes, say you went to the bathroom a couple of times and paused, you can then reset it back to 15 by saving the game and going back into that save file. Now this is really annoying, and I have a feeling that it will be fixed / changed at some point in time in the future, but at launch, this is how it works now. You have 15 minutes of pause time, and after that, the game will just keep going. That's it. You have no say. If you want to pause, you have to hope you can't get hit, and that you gotta wait for that. But yeah, the main thing to remember right now is that in order to resave your game, you need to progress to the next round. So again, this is assuming that you're in a solo zombies match, you have full health, and in order to save your game, especially if you resume from a previous save, you just need to progress to the next round. So if you're on round 1, just go to round 2. If you resume from a previous save, say you're on round 6, you must just go to round 7, and you'll be able to save your game. If you don't progress the round and say your game crashes or whatever the deal may be, your old save file, if one exists, will be used. Meaning if you loaded in on round 6, you resumed from a round 6 save, and you're still on round 6 and your game crashes, it won't create an additional save file. It'll just use that old round 6 save file. Now I do want to say that there is a chance that on a higher round that this is time-based, because rounds can sometimes take a while. Not that long, especially in the newer games. Actually, they could be quicker than some of the lower rounds, but as of now, it does seem to be completely and practically round-based. So if you resume at 100, you have to go to 101 again to save your game. Now, last thing you need to know before I tell you how to actually do this thing is that you can only save your game or save one game at a time. You can only save one game at a time. This means that if you are on round 100 on Liberty Falls, save your game, and then go into another game on any map, you will have the ability to save your new solo game, but it will come at the expense of your old one. Once a new save is made, the old one is gone forever. So in this example, that round 100 Liberty Falls games will be erased once you create another save. Not once you go into another game, once you create another save. So I'm on round 100 Liberty Falls, I save the game, and say I want to play again with my friend Jack in co-op, or even if I want to go solo, it doesn't matter. And say we go on Terminus Island. It could also be Liberty Falls. You could play the same map if you want, but let's just say we want to play Terminus Island, we go play that game, and we quit out of it. As long as I'm not, and again, this is only compatible with solo play, as long as I'm not saving that Terminus Island game or that next game, whatever map it may be on, whatever may be going on, as long as I'm I'm not saving that game, my old round 100 Liberty Falls file will still remain there. Now that all that information is out of the way, this is how to do it. Again, you must be loaded into a solo game of BO6 zombies, not alone in a private match, just a straight up solo game, and progress beyond round 1 with full health. If this is a fresh game, as long as you're past round 1 and you have full health, you can begin to save your game. At this point, pause the game and scroll down to hit save and quit. This will create a save file for your current game that deletes after 30 days. Something to note real quick though, before I finish up with this how-to section, is if you do not want to overwrite a save file with your current game that you're in, and you are forced to end the game you're in immediately, just make sure to hit leave match and not the save and quit option. Meaning, let's use that round 100 Liberty Falls example that we had before. If that is your previous save and you just loaded into a game and you're on round 3, make sure you don't scroll down to save and quit. Make sure you actually just leave the match. This way you don't overwrite your round 100 game with your round 3 game. Sounds stupid, but it's easy to do by accident if you're acting quickly. Back to where we were, assuming that you didn't have a previous save or don't care about that one that you may have already had, you press save and quit and you're out of your game. So again, say you had a previous save it was around 8, and now in your new game you progress to around 100, whatever it may be. You pause the game because you have full health, you scroll down, you hit save and quit, and that's it. You're out of the game and you have your save file. You may now turn your console off and do whatever you want. For the next 30 days, that save file will be there and can be picked up whenever you want. And again, you can play other games of zombies if you want on the same map. Do whatever the heck you want. Your save will always be available to go back to you as soon as you hit select mission within the zombies main menu, hit select mission, hit save file, then select your game. That's it. Again, just be cautious when playing another solo match that you do not overwrite a previous save file that you may want by accident. Furthermore, I told you that this save feature protects you against crashes. It definitely does, but it will come at the expense of any previously saved game. And what you're seeing on your screen, you're seeing the pop-up for a crash game and ask if you want to continue that previous game or discard it. If you continue, your existing save file will be gone. So say that round 100 Liberty Falls, you had that as a save file and you went into, say, Terminus Island, right? And you were in the middle of the Easter egg and your game crashed and you want to resume from where you left off. You have the option to resume that game. All you have to do is hit continue. But once you resume that game, your save file will be replaced. So that round 100 Liberty Falls that you had saved will be gone. So if you don't want to overwrite your previous save at this point in time after a crash, you're going to discard the game that you were just in. So I'm discarding that Terminus Island Easter egg game in this example right now. And now when I go into my save file section of select mission, the match should still be there. I will be honest with you, this does bug out sometimes, but if it does, restart your game. Like do a complete app close, restart the game and go back and your file should be there. But if this newer game that you were in is something like a high round or something that you really do care about and you do want to keep the game, you will be forced to discard your previous match that you saved in order to continue your new match, and vice versa. Again, if your older match that you have saved is more important to you, you'll be forced to discard the current match that you were just in. And that's it. This video helped you out. Drop a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe for more Elite COD Zombies guides. Subscribe to join the Meatball Army most importantly, and take care of your meatballs.
I've been wishing for some better days.